As much as school is important to me, you know, I'm not married to the medical school. I'm married to my wife.
Justin has the tendency to get really focused when he does his work, and he doesn't look up, and he can keep doing his work for like hours. And I had to say something about that because otherwise he won't say hello. So he started setting a timer on his phone so that he would remember to look up and say hi every once in a while, because otherwise he just will keep going and stay on his computer and just continue working. So.
And that's a small thing, but I think that's one of the things you do is you just got to get creative. And even though that sounds really silly, she understands that that's just my nature. It's not that I don't care about her. It's just my nature is to get really focused on stuff and to keep going.
We've been together since this July. We met through some mutual friends, and we met for coffee one day and just sort of started hanging out more and more, and things took off from there. It works well because Max has his own responsibilities and time commitments, and so I feel like we have more of a two-way understanding as far as that goes compared to previous relationships where that might not have been the case.
We met at the University of Pennsylvania when we were freshmen, second week of school in biology class, both as pre-meds. And we dated on and off, mostly on, occasionally off, for several years. We became engaged as juniors at the University of Pennsylvania and married 3 weeks after we graduated. Our first challenge was that we decided not to go to medical school simultaneously. I had a master's degree in education and I taught high school. And our deal was that he could choose the medical school, and that wherever he was accepted, I would find a job, and after teaching, I would try to get into that medical school.
And there were a variety of reasons for us to have decided not to go at the same time. We wanted to get our marriage going and be a little more independent from our parents. And I think we were also kind of worried about what it would be like being in the same medical school class. The intensity was something that kind of worried us.
We met our junior year in the winter when we both applied to work in a research lab here on campus. It was at the pharmacy school, and we were researching cancer chemotherapy and how certain drugs affected certain cancer species. So it's kind of a nerdy introduction, but it kind of fits for us.
Nice to have someone that understands sort of your lifestyle and is okay with that and can sort of deal with that, because I think it's hard going from undergrad where you have several nights a week or sort of unlimited time to do whatever you want, and that's fine, but in med school your time is limited.
Commiseration this year has brought us closer together.
I am currently in paramedic school. I had just finished up with my EMT school before that, and I'm currently attempting to get into nursing school.
One of the things that has made our relationship flow much more smoothly is that Max has an understanding of the healthcare profession and of the time commitments that face healthcare providers, and so he knew even going into it, since I was already in medical school when we started dating, that there were going to be certain time commitments on the relationship, and he was able to accept that.
Communication and organization is so important so that we can stay close together and stay connected emotionally. That's really important to me, and I start feeling like, who are you? What happened to my husband? Do I know you?
She'll say that. She'll look at me and she'll go, are you my husband? I'm like, yeah, I'm your husband.
Are you sure?
I'm the same guy.
Yeah.
She'll look at me like puzzled.
Or if he's been really busy for days, I'll have to look at him and I'm like, I mean, sometimes it's not fun, right? It's not fun to not sleep, stay up all night studying for a test.
That's true.
But understanding that that's what he's doing or that's what I'm doing, knowing that he understands, that's nice.
I mean, I think it's especially important for me as a second year, and her coming in this year not knowing what to expect. I think I feel like it's my obligation to fill the role as both someone to support her and someone to give her advice at the same time, because this is the exact same thing I had to deal with last year.
Grow in your career and you make decisions, you have to make decisions as a couple. Some control that you have over it, and you have at times not control over it. But they're all decisions and compromises that you learn to make.